Hey, if you like my videos, you might also like my comedy series YouTube Blue, which premieres every Saturday on the YouTube Blue YouTube channel. Go check out the link in the description and the card above to watch the latest episode. Now on with the video. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be doing something a little off the beaten path. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 different fan theories for movies and TV shows I've come up with over the years. These are things I don't usually talk about on the channel, but I hope you guys like it, and if you do, let me know in the comments section below. So, the first one is in regards to Rick and Morty, and that is the theory that Rick is actually an alien parasite. In the Rick and Morty Season 2 episode Total Recall, a race of alien parasites invades the Smith-Sanchez house. The way they work is that they take the form of a non-existent family member or friend and implant false memories in the minds of the family to make it seem like they've been there for a long time. Often the forms they take will be sort of out of the ordinary, like Frankenstein or Tickles the Fairyland. They are defeated when the Smith family realizes that these parasites can only give them good memories of the past, so they kill all of the characters that they don't have any bad memories with. And it kind of got me thinking. I think Rick is one of these parasites. He's this crazy genius that can travel between dimensions. He left Beth's life when she was young and just came back not long before the beginning of the series. I think a parasite created Rick as a new form. Beth never actually had a present father figure, so the parasite came up with the idea to be her father. The entire show is actually a series of flashbacks into the false memories the parasite has planted into the minds of the Smith family. In fact, I think that the whole parasite episode was a carefully constructed false memory created by the parasite to convince them that Rick isn't a parasite. This rule that parasites can't make bad memories doesn't actually exist. It was made up to make Rick more convincing. By creating this false memory, confirming in their minds that Rick isn't a parasite, it makes them not question a thing. The parasite even went so far as to make one of the fictional parasites in the false memory take the form of a long-lost relative that had recently come back into their lives. This was done so that they associate that concept with the parasites, while also disassociating Rick from the parasites, so they couldn't put 2 and 2 together with this memory. My next theory dips a little bit into the Christmas season, so maybe if you're watching this around Christmas time, you can relate to this a little bit, and that is that in the Santa Claus, the elves killed the original Santa. So I've been thinking about this for a little bit. So here's a bit of a timeline of events in the Santa Claus. Firstly, Scott Calvin accidentally scares OG Santa and he slips and falls off the roof, causing him to die. Scott puts on the suit and becomes the new Santa. When he gets back to the North Pole, no one really seems to care that the old Santa died. Then later in the movie, the elves love Scott, which shows that the elves aren't just fickle to Santas in general, and they soup up his sleigh and give him a fire retardant suit. Also, early in the movie, Scott sees an elf before he becomes Santa. So here's my theory based on these events. The elves hated OG Santa for one reason or another, and so because of that, they refused to give him anything that would prevent his death and replacement, like the suit and the sleigh. But the problem was he didn't end up dying all by himself, so they had to carefully select a new Santa, that being Scott, to be the new Santa once he was gone. And here's the thing. You'd think Santa would be well trained against slipping. I think either the elves sanded down his shoes or something to make him slip, or, even more likely in my eyes, they put something slippery on Scott's roof to make OG Santa slip and die so Scott specifically could take over. That's why they weren't surprised or upset when they found out that OG Santa died, and as soon as there was a new guy, they were suddenly all chipper. The next one talks a little bit about Disney. So, there's this popular theory that all the Pixar movies are related, that being the Pixar theory. And I have a similar theory about just the Disney movies. But these two are kind of, this theory kind of connects all of the anthropomorphic animals in the Disney world, and that is that they are in the same universe. You may think of it as an alternate reality or a future where humans have evolved into anthropomorphic animals, which is kind of similar to the Pixar theory in a way. I think that Disney's animal animations all coexist. Like, for example, all the Mickey Mouse stuff took place in the 40s, where it actually came out. And like, for example, Zootopia and Chicken Little really fit together seamlessly. If you think of it like Chicken Little taking place in that world's US and Zootopia in some European island, which Topia is a Greek ending and Greece is known for their islands, so it would make sense for it to be there. Theory number 4 is another Christmas theory, but I promise it's the last one if you're not watching this during the holidays, and that is that Heat Miser is Burgermeister Burger. I know it sounds weird, but give me a second here. So, the Rankin Bass stop motion and sometimes 2D animated Christmas specials were interesting in that they had some subtle connectivity between them, establishing most or all of them in the same universe. If you want to learn more about this, Quentin Reviews has a great video on it. Recently I was thinking about this universe and I came up with an interesting theory. Burgermeister Burger, the villain of the Santa Claus is Coming to Town, would later become Heat Miser in A Year Without a Santa Claus. If you look at their designs, the two are very similar, and they also have similar voices and personalities. Obviously, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, being an origin story for Santa taking place presumably hundreds of years ago, takes place before A Year Without a Santa Claus, which takes place around the time of its release. We never really see Burgermeister Burger's death, we just know that he eventually fell out of power and died like a normal man. But what if at some point Mother Nature resurrected his spirit to create Heat Miser? No origin story for Heat Miser or his half-brother Snow Miser is mentioned, so I could see this being part of the story. Another little note here is, who could Snow Miser be? Well, I'll leave that up to you. Go check out some of like the early Rankin Bass films. See if you can see maybe they reused some models, right? So maybe you could find in the background who Snow Miser really is. And if you do, let me know in the comments. So the last theory I have is that The Office US is a ripoff of The Office UK in universe. So I've been thinking about this and it kind of makes sense. So both major versions of The Office are mockumentaries, meaning they're documentaries in universe. In universe, The Office UK is produced by BBC, the same people that make it in real life. And The Office US are made by PBS, in contrast to NBC, who make it in real life. So, the real-life history of The Office franchise is that The Office UK was produced as a series with a beginning, a middle, and an end. It ended after 2 series and a Christmas special because that's how long it was designed to last from an artistic standpoint. But the show was pretty popular. This led to producer Greg Daniels developing the show as an American sitcom that could, theoretically at least, go on forever, which is why The Office US goes on for 9 seasons. I think that something similar happened in universe. The Office UK was a documentary produced by the BBC, which was very successful, but the artistic vision of the series led to the show only lasting 2 series and a Christmas special. So then PBS, seeing the popularity of the show, created their own show The Office in America. After all, you can't copyright the name The Office, just the logo, which if you notice, they changed, but it's still pretty similar. They anticipated its success by filming them for 9 years before releasing the documentary. Plus, we know that at the very least, they probably exist in the same universe, given David Brent's multiple cameos in the US Office. Plus, you could maybe reason that all of the international Office shows coexist based on the success of the BBC and PBS versions. So there you go, 5 different theories based off of TV shows and movies that you love. If you like these theories and subscribe to them, let me know in the comment section below. If you absolutely hate them, despise them, think they're horrible, let me know that too. I'd be interested to know your thoughts. And if you have theories of your own regarding these properties, let me know those as well. Lots of stuff to comment on in this one. Don't forget to subscribe for daily videos on the franchises you love, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.